The Chicago Sky just suffered another embarrassing loss to the Washington Mystics, 103-86. And here's what nobody wants to talk about. Angel Reese played 28 minutes and recorded a double-double with 22 points and 13 rebounds. Sounds impressive, right? Wrong. The Sky got demolished while she was on the court, and even the announcers were laughing at her performance. Meanwhile, two Mystics rookies, Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriofan, made history by becoming the first duo to both score 20-plus points in the same game. The question everyone's asking, is Angel Reese actually making her team worse? And what happened during the game that humiliated Reese on live TV? Let's be real about something that's been staring us in the face all season long. Angel Reese can collect all the double-doubles she wants, but the Chicago Sky keep losing games in embarrassing fashion. Their record sits at a pathetic 7 wins and 19 losses, putting them dead last in playoff contention and 6 games out of even sniffing the postseason. You know what makes this even more ridiculous? The team has been on a 6-game losing streak that started before Reese even came back from her back injury. 6 for 16. Was that 35%? 22 points, 13 rebounds, got to the free throw line multiple times, 11 free throws for Angel Reese, but the bloopies were blooping, and oh boy, here we go. Alright, we go, right, easy open layup, and a stoink right off the bottom of the backboard, and we're just asking for a foul. We're asking for a foul, we throw the ball off the bottom, that's like the bottom side of the backboard, asking for a foul, no foul to be given in this current point in time. The Washington Mystics game perfectly captures this disaster. Reese put up 22 points and 13 rebounds, extending her double-double streak to 11 consecutive games. Sounds impressive until you realize the Sky got absolutely destroyed, 103-86. That's a 17-point blowout where Chicago's defense completely collapsed while their supposed star was on the court for 28 minutes. The Mystics scored 52 points in the paint, which tells you everything about how well Reese was anchoring that defense. Here's where it gets really embarrassing for Chicago, and Reese specifically. Two Washington rookies, Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriofan, made WNBA history by becoming the first rookie duo in Mystics history to both score 20 or more points in the same game. Citron dropped 28 points while Iriofan added 22 points and 10 rebounds. These rookies completely outplayed the Sky's veteran roster and made them look like amateurs on their home court. Listen, man, Kiki Iriofan got the better of her today. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 of 14 shooting, man. Kiki staring at pot on Angel today. Listen, the Chicago Sky are trash. In Washington Mystics, you are a 500 team fighting for the playoffs. You are scrapping to get into that playoffs, and I respect it. Led by two rookie all-stars, and Angel Reese had the nerve to say they have the best young core in the league. Coach Tyler Marsh specifically called out the team's inability to protect the paint after the game, which is a direct shot at their interior defense. Reese shot just 6 of 16 from the field and picked up 5 fouls that limited her impact even further. She made 10 of 11 free throws, but that doesn't matter when your team is getting torched on the other end of the court. First of all, we all know the Indiana Fever had the best young core in the league with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. Forget young core, that's probably the best duo, period. So, during that whole thing went up when she said, yo, we the skyscrapers, best young duo in the league. When she said that, I told y'all we all knew CC and AB was better. That's not even a conversation. I said, wait a second. Are y'all sure? Angel, are you sure? You and Camila are better than Sonia Citron and Kiki? The last I checked, the Washington Mystics had 2 rookies that made the all-star team. And boy, did they show why. Today they took this matchup personal. The Sky actually scored 86 points, which was 9 more than their season average of 77 points per game. Their offense wasn't the problem in this game. The defense was a complete joke, and that falls directly on the players who are supposed to be anchoring it. When your team gives up 103 points and allows rookies to make history against you, something is seriously wrong with your defensive system. This pattern has been consistent throughout the entire season. Reese puts up decent individual numbers while the Sky lose game after game. Her personal achievements mean absolutely nothing when the team can't win basketball games. The uncomfortable truth is becoming impossible to ignore. Individual stats without team success create nothing but empty noise. You want to know what real humiliation looks like? Try getting taunted with a too small gesture on live television while the announcers point it out for everyone watching at home. That's exactly what happened to Angel Reese in the first quarter when Washington's Shakira Austin scored on her and delivered the most devastating taunt you'll see all season. Austin didn't just beat Reese on the play. She made sure everyone knew about it. Shakira Austin going at him. Everybody's just going at him. The Chicago Sky are food. And, it's just embarrassing to the point where it's like, as a Sky fan, y'all are probably happy y'all lost by less than 20 points today, and that is embarrassing. That is ridiculous. Y'all getting popped, bro. Y'all not just lose it. Y'all getting smoked by 20 and 30 and 40 and almost 50. Bro, y'all are terrible. Something has to change. Something has to change. This wasn't your typical trash talk between players. Austin's gesture was a direct statement about Reese's defensive capabilities being completely exposed on national television. The moment captured everything wrong with Chicago's defense and Reese's inability to protect the rim when it actually matters. Austin worked Reese over on that play, and the announcers actually called attention to the taunt, making it even more embarrassing for someone who's supposed to be anchoring the Sky's interior defense. You know what makes this even worse? The way Reese responded to getting dominated. Instead of stepping up her defensive intensity or making adjustments, she continued to struggle throughout the game while Austin and her teammates carved up Chicago's defense. This moment perfectly captured the Sky's defensive struggles and highlighted why they've been losing games all season long, despite Reese's individual statistics. Compare this to how real defensive anchors handle these situations. Players like Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull face tough offensive players every night, but they respond with composure and effectiveness. They don't get taunted on live television because they actually know how to play winning defense. When challenges arise, they step up their game instead of becoming highlights for the opposing team. Angel Reese went home and got cooked in front of everybody. She played a good game, but her team got destroyed. This team is pitiful. Pitiful. And the sad part is, it's not like they have anywhere to turn. Ariel Atkins didn't play today, but she ain't been winning them no game. It's not they have nowhere to turn. They went and made moves in the off-season as if they had a team to go out and win games and try to compete right now. Going and giving up your young draft pick for Ariel Atkins. Going and getting Vandersloot, who's hurt. I just don't understand the direction they thought they were going in. But this has been malpractice from the management to the coaching to a lot of these players. Terrible. Austin's taunt wasn't just about that one play. It represented the entire game where Mystics players completely dominated Chicago. Citron's career-high 28 points came largely because the Sky couldn't establish any defensive presence in the paint. Uriothan's 22 points and 10 rebounds made this historic for all the wrong reasons for Chicago, as both rookies outplayed the Sky's veteran roster while making franchise history. This public embarrassment on the court was just the beginning of what turned into a terrible week for Angel Reese. Getting worked over by Austin and taunted on live TV should have been rock bottom, but somehow things managed to get even messier. The defensive breakdown that allowed Washington to score 103 points exposed every weakness in Chicago's system, with Reese at the center of those problems. This on-court humiliation set the stage for an even messier off-court drama with a WNBA legend. But the real fireworks were about to start on social media. When a three-time WNBA champion calls you a C-tier player, you can either prove them wrong on the court or start a Twitter feud. Guess which one Angel Reese chose? Candace Parker dropped some serious truth bombs on her new podcast, Post Moves, with Aaliyah Boston, and Reese's response tells you everything about her priorities. Parker didn't hold back when she ranked Reese in the C-tier alongside Cameron Brink during her player tier list discussion. She made it crystal clear that this wasn't personal hatred, but honest basketball analysis. Parker specifically asked, I in no way, shape, or form am a hater, but what player are you taking Angel Reese over? Of those I just listed. She was talking about players who can actually carry teams and serve as primary offensive options, which apparently doesn't include Angel Reese. Instead of responding with better play on the court, Reese took to social media with this cryptic response. Clout is one hell of a drug, like it really gets to a point. Let that sink in for a moment. She's accusing a 3-time champion and 2-time MVP of chasing clout. This coming from someone who has her own podcast, constantly attaches herself to Caitlin Clark drama, and creates social media buzz every week. Parker's assessment focused on Reese's inability to be a primary offensive option or carry a team to victories. She acknowledged Reese's offensive rebounding skills, but questioned her overall impact compared to elite players like Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, and Nafisa Collier, who earned higher-tier rankings. Parker was providing the kind of honest evaluation that fans rarely hear from former players. The really rich part? Reese talking about someone else chasing clout while she's been building her entire brand around controversy and social media drama. Parker was promoting her new podcast with Boston, sure, but she was also giving legitimate basketball analysis based on actual performance metrics and team impact. Parker doubled down on her stance despite the backlash from Reese's fans, emphasizing that she was providing honest assessment rather than hate. She compared Reese to other top players in the league and found her lacking in the areas that matter most for elite basketball players. The uncomfortable truth is that Parker's criticism aligns perfectly with what we see on the court every game. Reese collects her double-doubles while the Sky lose games and miss the playoffs. Her response suggests she's more concerned about her public image than actually improving her game. The real question isn't whether Parker was being mean, it's whether she was being accurate, and the evidence from this season suggests she was spot on. And yet again, her fans have talked her into another one-sided beef. The other side doesn't know that they're beefing, but as far as Angel Reese is concerned, as far as the Reese's pieces are concerned, is beef, and it is on site. The last one-sided beef, you guys know. This current one-sided beef started innocently when Candace Parker was asked to ranked players who were clearly better than Angel Reese. The Reese's pieces threw a temper tantrum, tagged Angel so many times, tweeted about it so many times, that now Angel Reese is convinced in her own mind, this actually is beef. Candace Parker, you don't like me. While Angel Reese is busy creating drama and collecting empty stats, real WNBA stars are showing what championship-level impact actually looks like. Caitlin Clark completely transformed the Indiana Fever and made her teammates genuinely better players throughout her rookie season. The Fever went from being a laughingstock to a competitive team that fans actually want to watch. And that transformation didn't happen by accident. You know what makes Clark special? She elevates everyone around her without needing constant attention or social media validation. Players like Lexi Hull stepped up their games significantly when playing alongside Clark, becoming more confident shooters and smarter decision-makers on the court. Kelsey Mitchell found new ways to contribute offensively while sharing the spotlight with a rookie who could have easily demanded all the attention for herself. A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, look at how Sophie Cunningham approaches the game in Indiana. She contributes to winning basketball without creating unnecessary drama or feuding with legends on social media. These players handle criticism professionally and let their performance speak for itself. When someone questions their abilities, they respond by improving their games rather than posting cryptic messages about clout chasing. The contrast between the Fever's trajectory under Clark's leadership and the Sky's continued decline despite Reese's individual numbers tells you everything about real basketball impact. Indiana built something sustainable that fans can get excited about for years to come. Chicago collected hollow statistics while missing the playoffs and embarrassing themselves on national television. Angel Reese is the double-double queen. They got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Minnesota Lynx. Angel Reese's double-double, 11 point, 11 rebounds, was meaningless and insignificant. Here's what makes 2025 so promising for teams built around genuine team players rather than stat-padding individuals. The league is recognizing that chemistry and collective effort create better basketball than individual achievements wrapped in social media drama. Teams are focusing on players who make everyone better instead of those who just make themselves look good in the box score. Even Aaliyah Boston, Parker's podcast co-host, represents the kind of fundamental, winning basketball that Reese lacks completely. Boston focuses on team success and building something lasting with the Fever organization. She doesn't need to attach herself to controversies or create feuds with respected veterans to stay relevant. Real WNBA talent accomplishes incredible things when focused on team success over personal brand building. Clark's rookie season proved that impact goes far beyond individual statistics. Her presence changed how the Fever played as a unit, how they approached games mentally, and how they prepared for future seasons. The difference between legitimate stars and social media personalities becomes crystal clear when you watch actual games instead of scrolling through Twitter feeds. One group builds championship foundations while the other builds follower counts and controversy. This is why fans are excited for Indiana. Real talent always rises to the top, and authentic basketball players create lasting success that goes beyond individual accolades. The Chicago Sky's season has become a perfect case study in how individual stats without team impact create nothing but empty noise and social media drama. Their 7-win, 19-loss record sits second to last in the league, proving that double-doubles mean nothing when your team can't win games. While Angel Reese collects rebounding records and Twitter feuds with WNBA legends, players like Caitlin Clark are building championship foundations and making the WNBA genuinely exciting to watch. Real basketball fans know the difference between substance and spectacle, between stat padding and actual winning basketball.